Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the sense organs in PILA. This is a picture of PILA globosa, commonly known as apple snail. It has the following sense organs that are eyes, two pairs of tentacles, osphradium, and statocyst. Myself, BALRAM SAIN, Assistant Professor in Zoology, Government Dungar College, Bikaner. Sense organs in PILA. PILA is an amphibian and it shows many sense organs, which are a pair of eyes, osphradium, statocyst, and tentacles. These will be discussed in detail in the upcoming slides. Eyes. PILA has two eyes that are situated on the head. They are stalk, and the stalk of the eye is called ometophore. Each eye is derived from ectoderm. This is the picture. Each eye is in the form of an oval capsule called optic vesicle. This is the capsule-like structure, which is called as optic vesicle. It is embedded in the connective tissue. Here you can see this optic vesicle is embedded in the connective tissue. The wall of the optic vesicle is formed of two layers, namely an outer connective tissue and an inner layer of retinal cells. The retinal cells receive nerve connections. Anteriorly, the optic vesicle is covered by a transparent membrane called inner cornea. This is the inner cornea or pellucida interna. Outer to the inner cornea, there is another transparent epithelial layer called outer cornea or pellucida externa. The cavity of the optic vesicle is filled with a gelatinous substance called lens. This is the lens. The interesting feature here is, in spite of the elaborate structure, eyes of PILA are probably not true organs of sight. They respond to changes in the intensity of light and detects quick movements only. Retina is not able to form image. Next is OSPHRADIUM. OSPHRADIUM is a leaf-like structure which hangs from the mantle near the left knuckle lobe. It tests the chemical nature of water entering through the left knuckle lobe. Here you can see the structure of OSPHRADIUM. It is bipectinate structure with two rows of leaf-like structures called lamellae. These are the leaflets or lamellae. This is the central axis. OSPHRADIUM is a chemoreceptor which tests the chemical nature of water entering through the left knuckle lobe. The foul water is prevented from entering the mantle cavity by the closure of the left knuckle lobe. This is the transverse section of the OSPHRADIUM. The outermost layer is epithelium. Here you can see outermost layer is of epithelial cells followed by a thin basement membrane. The inner cavity is filled with connective tissue, nerves, and blood spaces. Three types of epithelial cells, that is sensory cells, here you can see, ciliated epithelial, and glandular cells are found. A nerve mass is found in the center of the cavity. OSPHRADIUM serves as an olfactory organ and tests the chemical nature of the incoming water current. Next is statocyst. On either side of the pedal ganglion, two statocysts are present. Each statocyst is pear-shaped, which will be clear by the picture. Each statocyst is a hollow bag-like structure and is covered by connective tissue. In the picture you can see, each statocyst is a round capsule lined with epithelial cell. This is the round capsule lined with the connective tissue. The cavity of the statocyst is filled with the fluid, and in this fluid a group of minute calcareous particles float. These particles are the statoconia. Here you can see in the fluid statoconia are present. Each statocyst is innervated by the nerves from the cerebral ganglion and the pedal ganglion. This is the nerve from the pedal ganglion and the cerebral ganglion, and the main function of the statocyst is to maintain equilibrium. And statocyst is derived from ectoderm. These we have already discussed. The statocyst watery fluid is present and the calcareous particles called statoconia are present. Now coming from the pedal ganglion and the cerebral ganglion is innervated. Next is the tentacles. On the head of PILA, two pairs of tentacles are present. From the picture it is clear. These are the first pair of tentacles and these are the second pair of tentacles. The first pair of tentacles are called cephalic tentacles or labial palps, whereas the second pair of tentacles are the two tentacles, and these are the tactile sense organs. Here you can see the second pair of tentacles are long, filamentous, highly contractile whip-like processes, and their size is big as compared to the first pair of tentacles. You can easily compare the size. Tentacles are of the same color as the snout and they are tactile in function. A sense of taste is doubtfully attributed to the labial palps or the first pair of tentacles. The first pair of tentacles we have already discussed are called as the cephalic tentacles or the labial palps. The second pair of the tentacles are the two tentacles and are having the tactile sense organs. Thanks a lot for paying the attention, and in the upcoming lectures we will discuss the other systems of PILA globosa. Thanks a lot.